Men and Warriors, it's Kate and welcome back to my channel where you can expect weekly videos from me on a Monday to serve you where you are at with your menopause in life. Today I'm talking, thank you to Coral for your suggestion, all about vitamins for menopause. There are some really crucial ones that we ought to consider taking as a supplement or making sure that we're getting it from our lifestyle and also our diet. No matter where you're at with the menopause, whether you're taking HRT, whether you're not, lifestyle changes, lifestyle enhancing changes are going to make the biggest impact to your symptoms. So never think, oh, well, I'm on HRT, I should be fine. Everything that you can do also with your lifestyle, with what you eat, what you drink, what you don't eat and what you don't drink, the movement you take, how you manage your stress is also going to have a very positive impact or very powerful impact on how you go through the menopause. So firstly, I'm talking about vitamin D. Vitamin D is, if you live in a sunny climate, you've probably got plenty of vitamin D. If you live in somewhere that we don't get so much sunshine, you're in a northern latitude, and also the pigmentation of your skin might affect the amount of vitamin D that you can actually absorb from the sunshine. Vitamin D is very important for our bone strength. As our estrogen levels and progesterone levels fall, we have a much greater impact or much greater risk of bone fractures, and that is largely due to the sort of falling hormone levels mean that the cells that build our bones up get fewer and far between, and the cells that actually gobble up old dead cells, so they're useful to a degree, but they gobble up faster the bone cells than we're actually laying down as new bone cells, which is really explains why we have this brittle bone risk as we go through the menopause and beyond. So when you're having plenty of vitamin D in your diet or getting outside into the sunlight, that is going to have a positive impact on your bone health. So vitamin D also is very important for, well, literally every aspect of our human functioning, our mental health and our physical health. But it's also very good at managing our circadian rhythm, so our sleep-wake cycle. I know I talk to so many of you, me included, who struggle with sleep, and vitamin D is going to have a profound impact on the amount of melatonin you release. So melatonin we tend to release more as the day goes on. So as we sort of work towards the evening time, we start to release melatonin, thanks to having sufficient vitamin D. If we don't have sufficient vitamin D, it will negatively impact your sleep. So it might mean that you're struggling to get to sleep faster, or it's taking you longer to go to sleep, or it might be that you're going to sleep and then waking up through the early hours. Early hours sleeping, just while I'm on this, it also can be due to a liver that's being overused. If your liver is generating a lot of energy because it's trying to detoxify your body, that normally happens sort of around the 1 to 3 a.m. slot. That can also be a trigger for your waking up around those times. So just be mindful, if you are perhaps cut back on caffeine, cut back on processed foods, sugary foods, alcohol, those will all have a negative impact on your liver. And just see if it helps you to sleep better. And if it does, well, then you have that choice, don't you? Do have the extra couple of glasses of wine and then wake up in the early hours, or the donut or the bagel or whatever it might be, the sweet bagel, because not all of them are bad, but just be mindful that what you're eating and drinking can have an impact also on how your liver's performing and the energy that it needs in order to sort of heal the body like it should do while you're sleeping. And when it's generating a lot of energy, that normally will wake you up around sort of the early hours. So that could well be one of those problems. Now, foods high in vitamin D are things like fatty fish, mushrooms, particularly mushrooms that have been grown in force grown under ultraviolet light. Beef liver is high in vitamin D, as are egg yolks, and you'll find that some dairy products and also cereals are fortified with vitamin D. Vitamin B is really important in helping us regulate our hormones, helping us regulate our nervous system, helping us manage that stress response that becomes so much more vulnerable and volatile during the menopausal years. Foods high in vitamin B are things like chickpeas, amazingly, pork tenderloin specifically. Beef, again, is really good. Tuna, fatty fish are really good at vitamin B. Potatoes, whoop, whoop, if you're a potato lover like I am, I love my spuds. Turkey breast, bananas are high in vitamin B. But I think you'll find that you really have to you know, think what is, before you go out and get all these vitamins, really sort of sit back and think, okay, well, what are the specific issues that I'm having? Are you feeling more anxious? Is your sleep being impacted? Are you feeling more of a low mood, possibly even depressed? Vitamin D and also a vitamin B complex are going to help support you for those matters specifically. It's, you know, if it's sort of, vitamin B is also supposed to be pretty good against hot flushes, as is vitamin E. I'll cover vitamin E in a little while. But also look at this as like a synthesis of your daily intake. You cannot expect just a vitamin supplement to miraculously change everything that's going on inside of you. It can be part of the orchestra, as it were, to help you find that balance. I would also add in, you know, time out, as well as getting vitamin D on your skin. Time out in nature is incredibly important for your, well, we need to be outside, don't we? I mean, we're humans, we're not designed to live inside a box. But that's going to be just good for your welfare overall. It gets you out of this internal thinking. It makes you see the expanse of, well, hopefully nature, but you know, if not, find a park local to you, listen to the birds, tune into nature, feel the breeze on your face, listen to the rustle of the leaves in the wind. Really try and tune into nature, because when you can do that, it has such a beneficial impact on how, on modifying your stress factors, as well as giving you just a bit of time out away from the chaos. So I think time in nature is one of the best things you could possibly do. So you can take the supplements to help you, but make sure it's part and parcel of a range of things that you're doing to support your health and wellness. Exercise. I absolutely swear by exercise. It's got me through some of the deepest, darkest moments of my life. And yes, I've even exercised in tears on some occasions, but it's almost been, it's, you know, somebody ever says to you, or just goes up to you and maybe touches your face gently or gives you a hug or puts the hand on your shoulder, and if they catch you in that moment of need, it just opens up your heart to just releasing all the stuff that you're hanging on to, and sometimes you don't know you're hanging on to this stuff. And being out in nature has a similar powerful effect on you, but as well as exercise, it does help you burn up those stress hormones more effectively. It does flood you with endorphins, and it will help you sleep better as well. But it also gives you a sense of power. You're doing something that's positive for you, and when you're becoming strong physically, it really helps you maintain a strength mentally as well. So although vitamins are an integral part of a healthy lifestyle and a healthy body, just know they're not a cure-all. They will enhance a lifestyle that is already designed to enhance your trip through the menopause. So please, you know, don't think, oh, well, I'm going to just go and get some vitamin B and vitamin D and I'm going to be fine. It might help, it probably will help you, but it's not going to help you as much as if you can incorporate other lifestyle factors into your daily regimen, as it were. So going on to vitamin E, which is also incredibly important. If you struggle with things like joint pain, the biggest difference for me with joint pain was when I stopped drinking caffeine and I added vitamin E into my daily diet. And I eat a lot of foods that contain natural amounts of vitamin E. I don't know what it was with that combination. It just worked really, really well for me. So again, try these things out. See if it has an effect on you. Give it a sort of 2-3 weeks. If it doesn't, then you might as well just go back, you know, ditch that, because you don't want to be getting supplements forever. You need supplements that are going to help you maybe get to the next stage of your journey, maybe get to a stage where you've got enough energy to start to take on a regular exercise program, and then you probably won't need those supplements anymore. And vitamin D, when you get sunshine, so if you go on holiday, for instance, you store a certain amount of vitamin D in your body, which is great because it's a bit like having a vitamin D bank account. So just beware of that, you know, if you are exposed to sun, it's going to pay you off long term as far as your vitamin D levels go. Vitamin E helps guard against age-related stress and oxidative stress. So, you know, when you see like protects against free radicals, free radicals essentially are causing oxidative stress in our bodies. It's a bit like when a piece of metal goes rusty. It's almost the same type of thing happening to our cells, just to sort of give you a picture of what that might be. And vitamin E helps you combat that. It's also good for your eyes, it's good for your skin. So if you're finding, you know, maybe your mucous membranes are drying up through the menopause, you're getting dry eyes, you may have vaginal dryness, your skin might just be getting more dried up and cracked. Vitamin E is a really good supplement to have. Foods high in vitamin E are things like almonds, sweet potato, pistachios, sesame seeds, avocados. I mean, avocados are one of the healthiest things you can eat. Yes, they're high in fat, but it's healthy fat, it's high in fiber, da-di-da-di-da. If you can add half an avocado to your daily diet, you'll be doing yourself a favor on so many different levels. And if your avocado, you know how sometimes you unpick them and they're a bit like, ugh, a bit fibrous and not very nice, just instead of eating it, stick it on your face, stick it on your hair. It's going to do you a wealth of good. And if you've got very, very dry, cracked hands, make a mix of avocado, crush up some avocado with some Manuka honey, stick some, like, you know, like when we had COVID and we all was wearing those like rubber gloves, stick your hands in some of those for a while, 15-20 minutes, wash it off, your skin will feel amazing. I absolutely promise you. It's one of the cheapest, healthiest sort of hand reconditioning things you could do. Obviously, olive oil is going to be high in vitamin E. If you're going to get olive oil, I highly recommend getting the extra virgin olive oil. It's better for your gut. It's very good for gut bacteria. It's a higher quality of oil, of healthy fat. So if you can afford the extra virgin, I would go for the extra virgin olive oil. Now, calcium is important because of our risk of brittle bone disease. I've read quite a lot of information, and obviously calcium's a mineral, not a vitamin, but I've read a lot of information about, you know, warning people about taking too much calcium. Don't be careful you're not overdosing on calcium. Plus, if you're eating a lot of green leafy vegetables, for instance, you should be getting enough calcium in your diet. Yeah, you can get calcium from dairy products as well, but nuts, sorry, my dog's coughing in the background. Nuts and seeds are high in calcium, sardines, things like that with the bones. So you probably technically have to have a crunchy sandwich, which is just like, I'm not entirely sure I like that idea. Tofu is high in calcium. Orange juice, they always put orange juice on. It's just like, orange juice is bad for you. If you just squeeze a fresh orange juice, that's not so bad. But if you're drinking orange juice out of the packet thinking, oh, this is healthy, I promise you it's not. It's absolutely full of sugar. It really annoys you when people suggest orange juice as a healthy option. If you want something that's got orange juice in it, eat an orange, because the fiber will slow down that sugar intake. Yeah, and also when you get it out of the packet, it's already been processed. All the good stuff's been killed off. So if you have orange juice and croissant for your breakfast, two of the best things you can do is replace your orange juice with even coffee and oats. To do that, and you will and maybe whatever milk you like. I have unsweetened oat milk. I love it. I also like unsweetened soya milk. I'm not a great fan of dairy. I do buy organic dairy, semi-skimmed for my dog because he quite likes it with honey. He has Manuka honey for his gut health as well. By the way, Manuka honey is incredibly good for well, I mentioned it for our skin, but internally for our gut health too. Any honey is, a natural fact. Just make sure if you're putting honey in your drinks that you're not putting in it a boiling drink, because you're killing off all the good bacteria by putting it in a boiling beverage. Okay. Iron is also really, really important for us. Iron helps to carry oxygen around our bodies through the healthy red blood cells even. That's the joy of menopause. Do you get your words mixed up as well? It's just ridiculous. And often iron can be a factor if you're feeling very fatigued. I speak to a lot of ladies who've had their blood tested and they were really surprised at how low in iron they were. So beef liver, again, the thought of beef liver is just like, blech, but it features in a lot of these. Chickpeas, again, tofu, spinach, lentils, turkey, quinoa, pumpkin seeds, dark chocolate, oysters, fortified cereals, chicken. again, I think you can see a pattern here that if you're eating a healthy, balanced diet and quite a varied diet of various, fresh leafy greens, legumes, sort of, the chickpeas, lentils, that sort of stuff. Dark chocolate in moderation. Dark chocolate's very high in magnesium as well. A range of fresh fruits and vegetables. And, if you eat meat, lean, healthy meat, you technically should be getting sufficient of these vitamins and minerals. But if you're struggling with specific symptoms, I think specifically vitamin D and B, which is why I added it to the beginning, consider a D and B complex, a vitamin D supplement and a B complex supplement, and possibly vitamin E if you're struggling with joint pain. Vitamin C is also useful to take because unless you're eating a wide range of fruit and vegetables, and to be quite honest, a lot of the fruit and vegetables that we buy these days, they're not as nutrient dense as they used to be. And I think we should be mindful of that. Maybe in 100 years, we'll all be taking vitamin supplements because our foods become so devoid of all the nutrition and sort of nutritious value. But vitamin C also helps you absorb iron. So if you can take C and iron together, that will help your iron absorption as well. Going on to magnesium, that's really important for maintaining healthy bones. It helps us reduce stress levels. It's known as sort of the calming mineral. It's like Epsom salt baths. They contain high levels of magnesium, which is why they're so relaxing for sore muscles. Magnesium glycinate is one that is supposed to be pretty good to help you sleep as well. Magnesium citrate, some people prefer citrate to glycinate for sleeping. There are quite a lot of different types of magnesium. So, Google, have a Google, see which one you think might suit you best. But again, try it. Magnesium can also upset your digestive system. So if you start taking a magnesium supplement, you might find you more windy, you might be a little bit constipated, or you might just be a bit painful, or you might find your bowels move fairly fast. Just be mindful of the fact that might be your magnesium supplement. And if you are experiencing those difficulties with your digestion, I think you'll experience them fairly fast. They'll be within sort of 2-3 days of you starting to take a magnesium supplement. But again, dark leafy greens, nuts, seeds, legumes, lentils, chickpeas, that sort of thing. Whole grains get a bad rap because they fall under the carbs banner. And of course, vegetables and fruits are carbs as well. Carbs are good for us. We need carbs. And when you eat whole grains that, like brown rice, brown pasta, those sorts of things with the sort of husk on, you are also getting a lot of the B vitamins. You get a lot when you keep the husk, so you get the brown version rather than the white. Brown bread, wholemeal bread, granary bread, those sorts of things, they will contain a certain amount of B vitamins because they've been milled with the husk, which gives them their brown look. Bananas are pretty high in magnesium and potassium. By the way, people say, oh, I get enough potassium in my diet because I eat a banana every day. You'd need to eat 11 bananas every day in order to get sufficient potassium from your bananas. So again, just make sure you're eating a wide range of fruits and vegetables. And maybe know where they're coming from as well. I think farmers markets are brilliant if you can buy close to home and it's been farmed fast. I buy a lot of frozen fruit and veggies because they're supposed to have been frozen literally within an hour or so after being picked, rather than like a sprig of fresh broccoli that's probably been in the supermarket for maybe 3 or 4 days already. And how long was it picked before it got to the supermarket? So not only is frozen food better value, I actually think it's probably higher in nutritional value too. So I pretty much always buy my vegetables are frozen. I do buy some fresh stuff, fresh salad and things. I like tomatoes and avocados and things. But a lot of my sprouts, my green beans, broccoli, cauliflower. Oh, I love fresh cauliflower. But I do buy a lot of those frozen as well, and I'm sure that they maintain good nutritional value. So maybe pay a little bit more for higher quality meat and save on frozen veggies by buying frozen veggies as opposed to fresh veggies. So sort of tying all of this up, just make sure again that you are eating a wide range of fruits, different colors, veggies, different colors. Make sure that you are trying a wide range of different things regularly. We tend to get lazy, don't we? And you might just stick to the same 5 meals a week, And just try, if you do that, try and add an extra different meal in once a week, and then that will eventually, you'll gain a bit more confidence with cooking and food prep, and then you can incorporate a few more. I mean, they say 5 a day. I've also heard more recently that you should be aiming for eight veggies or fruit a day, but you can quite easily achieve that. You know, maybe, you know, at dinner time, always cook with mushroom. I always cook mushrooms, garlic, and onion. They are 3 absolute staples that go into nearly every single meal I have. Well, that's already 3. I know I always have half a banana. That's one of your fruit portions. I also have my superfood shake. That's the equivalent of 6 bags of salad, but it's also got all sorts of different stuff in it. But I don't count that as one of my 8 a day. And then, you know, red cabbage. Red cabbage is great value. So is cauliflower. You know, you can easily add another 2 of those portions to your meal. You can eat, you know, sweet potato or a white potato. Go big on your veggies. And, you know, if you like sandwiches, try and stick some salad in it as well, or cucumber. So, the biggest seagulls just flown past my window. Try and come up with ways where you can incorporate more fruits and veggies in. If you have yogurt, or you have cereals in the morning, or oats ideally, add some frozen berries to your oats. If you have a smoothie, add frozen berries into your smoothie. If you what was I saying? Oh, yogurt. Rather than buying the flavored yogurts, just buy natural Greek yogurt, or natural, you know, unsweetened yogurt, and then blend some banana or some mango or some frozen berries into it. You'll be doing so much more for your health than you will by buying the flavored yogurts. Generally are very high in sugar, so that's going to have a negative impact on your you know, your entire system. So just be mindful, have a, you know, just think about how can you add a few more fruits and veggies to your weekly menu, and get creative with it. Have some fun with it, and eat a wide range of the rainbow. That will make a big impact. But I think out of all of those that I've said today, I would certainly, if you live in a northern latitude and you don't get much sun exposure, vitamin D. Vitamin B complex is going to support your hormone levels. It's going to help you with your stress. It's going to help you manage your mood more effectively, and possibly vitamin E. Those are the 3 out of all of those that I would necessarily suggest the best. But again, you've got to see what is your major problem. If you've got a risk of osteoporosis, or a sort of family history of osteoporosis in the family, you might want to look at getting a calcium supplement as well. But with all these things, talk to your doctor before you go and do these things. If you're taking medications for other things already, get it checked out first, because sometimes, you know, various medications can interfere with vitamins, vice versa. It's like if you also go down to your homeopath, and you know, you get some naturopathic remedy. I believe in them wholeheartedly, but sometimes they can have an adverse effect to more traditional medicines that you might be taking. So always just, you know, just check it out before you start adding things to your, you know, daily regimen. But I'd be interested, you know, are there certain vitamins or calcium mineral supplements that you're taking, and have you noticed, you know, what are you taking those supplements for, and have you noticed that they've improved that particular issue that you were hoping to improve? There's quite a lot of sort of studies out there saying the best way to get these vitamins and minerals is through what we eat, and I wholeheartedly believe that. But also I know that, you know, if you're tight on income, if you're tight on, sorry, still going mad, if you're tight on time, sometimes, you know, sometimes we need a supplement. If you're anemic, you need extra iron, for instance. So I'd be really interested to hear what supplement have you taken? What did you take it for, if you don't mind sharing? And also, have you noticed a positive effect by taking that particular supplement? So thank you for your company. I hope it was helpful for you. It was a bit in depth today with vitamins and minerals. If there's anything you'd like me to talk about in a future episode, please let me know, send me a message. And if you found this helpful, please click the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss future episodes. I will talk to you soon.